8:2, and you shall remember that Yahuwah your Elohim led you all the way these 40 years in the wilderness to humble you, prove you, to know what is in your heart, whether you guard his commands or not. You know, and coming, I guess, about you bringing up, like, he does test. And I think, I know I tell you guys this a lot, but I'm still in this process. I'm learning a lot. I still have so much more to learn, but coming from an environment of learning about the Bible, about it doesn't matter what you do, and like, it's just everything he does, but learning more and more, hey, there's his part, let him do his part, but you have a responsibility to do your part, or I should say me, I have a responsibility to do my part, and that's to, when it comes to, and then he's going to test it, and like, it was just crazy, like, realizing more and more, like, I guess, let's just say with your kids, right? They're studying something, they're learning something. All right, now there's a test to see if you really know it, if you really apply it, you really understand. Or is this just you're just listening and repeating, right? Like, there's a test to apply, and let's see if you really, really understand it and you're gonna use it. And like, even in our, adult life, let's just say, like, we have no problem taking a test when it's like, hey, I'm gonna study for a position. I don't mind taking a test so that I can prove that I'm fit for the job, I know what's going on, even when you're leveling up in anything. So we actually, in that aspect, I don't mind tests, right? We understand I understand the benefit in testing, that process of testing to level up. It's just interesting how in the spiritual, like, sometimes when life gets hard, and then I'm like, why am I being tested all the time? Or why? It's like, that's the process of leveling up. And looking at it from that perspective as, I guess because I was just having a hard time, like, I was sick, and Kaika knows, like, I was having a hard time because I was really excited for Sukkot, and I remember being like, when I was at Sukkot, I remember being like, this is so awesome, like, I felt like on a vacation, like, this is leveling up right here. And I remember saying that, I feel like I'm leveling up, and I pray, like, yeah, use me, level up, let's level up, right? And then, oh man, the level up, he's like, you want to level up? Okay, there's a test. No, for real, like, it's only came to me now, because he's like, oh yeah, it's great to receive and level up, but when you level up, there's a test to, like, really test to all these things I'm telling you. Have faith, be patient, be humble, that, but let's test it to see if you can apply it when it gets hard. And I'm like, oh shoot, because I was having a hard time when I was sick, and I was frustrated, and I was like, Kaika knows, I was like, I know, okay, rejoice in the trials. I was thinking of Christian, like, okay, rejoice in the trials, because Amy just mentioned that, I'm like, I'm gonna do that, and then like a day later, I'm like, I can't do that. Anyway, for a while, I'm not gonna lie, my heart was hardened, and I was like, came to a point throughout the night when I was sick, my kids are sick, Kaika's sick, I just felt like, I felt abandoned from God. I wasn't, but I felt like it. I was like, you say in the word, you're never gonna leave me or forsake me. Well, that's how I feel right now. Like, I was like, I knew not to feel like that, but I felt that way. And I had to keep battling, like, going back and forth, like, no, he's here, and I'm like, you're not here. Like, I mean it in a humble way. I just give you an example of how I felt, how real it was. Like, I was like praying in the middle of the night. I was like yelling in the middle of the night, like, in my head by myself, because I was like, this and that much pain. Like, for so long, I'm just tired, physically challenged, right? So I did at that time feel like he wasn't there. But anyways, and then even the week after, my heart was hardened. Like, why? Why did you do that? I was doing my best. I'm doing my best in everything, and I still decided to do it. And there's a couple of things I realized, like, when it was Miriam, she made a mistake. Did that mean all of her is bad? No, I don't believe so. Like, I think he's still using her. But at that moment, she made a mistake. And even if that was her best, Like maybe that was her being like, hey, she meant well, she's giving her best, but he's there to be like, hey, you were wrong though. So, and I mean this I want to say this to some people who maybe, you know, you're at rock bottom and you're hearing this, like, I know when people are at the rock bottom, they need encouragement, you know, and they need words of encouragement. So I don't want it to be like, you know, your best isn't enough. I don't want it to be like that. I know where I'm at right now in a leveling up, not that I'm better or anything like that. I just know the place I'm not at my rock bottom where sometimes I'm just saying, I guess, yeah, is gonna handle his children differently according to what they need at the time. So sometimes it may be, hey, I'm gonna come and do it for you, and then sometimes it's like, no, you gotta do it. You know, like I know you can handle this, I guess. Like your kids at different levels, I'm not gonna expect a disciplined shield the same way I am with Rise when they're at different ages, if that makes sense. But anyways, yeah, so just two things that were huge was like being okay with the test while it's happening, because it's when we look at tests for our kids, for leveling up in anything, getting a promotion, getting a job, any physical tests, you know, where we do this workout, we go to a competition, it's a test, we're testing it, we're fine with that. So when Yav does it and we want to level up spiritually, like, I guess be okay with the test. And also, when we're doing our best, doesn't always mean you're not going to get disciplined. I mean, I guess that's an obvious one, but I'm just saying that's how I felt when I was getting disciplined. I think like I can still be wrong even though I'm doing my best, and you can't just rely on that mindset all the time, if that makes sense.
Thank you.